What's up, guys? This is out here for the Team Fantasy Football League Commish Cody with your Week 4 preview and your power rankings following Week 4. Week 4 recap. Forgive me, I just recorded 15 minutes that for some reason did not save and cut me off halfway through because I didn't even get to the power rankings yet. I didn't fully finish our recap. So I'm kind of drained at this moment. I felt really good about what I said before, so I'm going to give it the old college try and do it again. All right, so with your Week 4 recap, we'll start off with Scott as always, then we'll get into our power rankings. This was definitely one of the more difficult power rankings that I've had to do. Actually, it's the only difficult one that I've had to do. Week 3 was pretty easy for me. Week 4, you guys had to go and make things difficult for me, which we'll get into. But I'm glad. I like to see the parity there. So we'll start out with Scott as always. You guys like the shorter recaps, so we'll do the recaps together with the power rankings because short and short equals short. Instead of a long analyze and power rankings because that might get a little boring. And I'm sure you guys are curious as to where you guys ended up after the week. So here we are. Bear with me because I'm going to try to say everything I remember saying and then some. So we'll start out with Scott versus Liam. This was quite the matchup. I was very impressed. Scott puts up 185.46 to Liam's 223.18. Liam with the upset. Seed 5 beats Seed 1. Wow. 3-1 both teams are right now. The tiebreaker is points, so technically in the standings, Scott is number 1. Looking at the top 3 performers for both teams, Dak Prescott 53.6, George Kittle 41.35. Then it falls all the way down to James Robinson 18.95. When you play Liam, you have to be consistent. I've been saying this since week 1. His team is built on consistency. No matter what, the bare minimum, his players are going to put up 10 to 15 points at a high floor. Like, that's the worst they're going to do. And I told you guys last week, the week before, that watch out. All he has to do is put up some solid numbers, and he's going to put up 200 points on you just like that. And look what happened, Scott. He put up 223 points. There's nothing you could do physically, but, like, it just sucks, you know? Shout out Liam. Watch out for Liam, guys. He's solid all the way around. Mixon 49.35. I don't see that happening again, but it's still solid points. Gardner Minshew 28.94 to Matthew Stafford 39. So I mean, just you see how far off the fall for Scott's 53, 41, and then 18. Whereas Liam had himself a 49 pointer, and then Minshew with 28, and then Stafford 28 as well. So the overall average, I haven't done actual math, but just quick math in my head, it's probably not. I don't know. I don't know if the top 3 for Scott are higher than the top 3 for Liam. It's just something I was curious about, but whatever. I probably should do that in between the videos since I said I fucked up the first time, but whatever. I don't really care. Shout out Liam. Watch out for Liam, guys. He's definitely the real deal. I've been saying it for a while. I hate playing against Liam in this league because he's always consistent. Congratulations, Liam. Scott, not much you could do. This was your worst week this year, and it's 185, so I wouldn't be all that worried if I were you. However, your running back situation is definitely sketchy, but there's lots of flexes, so good luck on that. Good luck on that waiver wire, as we mentioned previously. You called me a liar, and I said I had my eyes on some people that I didn't even look. Moving on to Hobert. Hobert versus Will. Hobert had 199.86 to Will's 176.72. Both owners are now 2-2. Hobert with the upset. That was, I believe, rank 7 versus rank 3. Upset galore this week, guys. Upsets galore. Justin Herbert 37.25, Aaron Jones 25.85 for Hobert, as well as Zeke with 23.5. Will with his Kyler Murray 35.42, Lamar Jackson 34.57, CeeDee Lamb 26.95. I didn't do a lot of in-depth research because you guys like the quick recaps, so I just kind of give you my quick little takes and move on with my life and your lives as well. So I don't know necessarily what went wrong for Will off the top of my head. I know Hobert didn't have Godwin, and it didn't really matter. I don't know why you keep putting Slayton in. I just don't like Slayton, and honestly, I don't like the Giants' offense right now. Even somebody who's been on Danny Dimes all year, I'm sitting him in every league at this point until I see otherwise. If not, I'm dropping him, which I have done in a couple leagues because I had to. Will, I don't know what's going on, man. 176. You are on a 2-game losing streak. I don't know, man. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of research, so I don't necessarily know what's going on with your team. I do know. No, I guess I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sorry, guys. If you want me to do more in-depth stuff, then say so, but this is a quick recap, so that's really what it is. Shout out to Ohftt for a winning streak. I think he's on a winning streak. I'm not sure. I think he's on a... No, it might be just a 1-gamer. Yeah, it is just a 1-gamer. Will's on a 2-gamer, so... Good luck. Good luck moving on, guys. Moving on to Craig versus Brandon. Craig puts up 180.26 to Brandon's 204.65. Falling Craig to 0-4, improving Brandon to 2-2. I've been talking to Brandon, both publicly and privately, about his team since the draft. And as the weeks go on, I'm liking his team more and more. Watch out for Brandon. He's only trending upward. I know his last week he put up 190 something. This week is 204, so watch out. He's just going up and up so far. And he's getting healthy right at the right time. I wouldn't want to play Brandon right now, personally. Craig, looking at your team, you are trending upwards. You put up the $180, which could have won you more than half of the matchups this week, I'm sure. I didn't do all the math on that as well, but I think it would have won you literally half the matchups. So don't get too discouraged. I know you're 0-4. I did go I started out 1-4 in a league in the past, not my league. And there are 6 playoff teams in that league. Well, that's pointed at you because I know you don't like that mine has 8. But this was a keeper league. I made one big move in week 5, and I started out 1-4, ended out 8-5, and lost in championship. I almost three-peated that year, but I didn't. So Craig, I say that because your team is definitely in position to possibly make some noise. You're right there on paper. You're good. It's just a matter of how long you can stay healthy, and if you get good matchups, you know. I do want to shout out Craig as well real quick. For his keepers, I know I gave him a lot of flack for Leonard Fournette a little bit, and even Robbie Anderson a bit. And I think he had Drew Brees, but I'm not getting into Drew Brees. Just mainly for good things for Craig. Robbie Anderson, I was like, you want to keep Robbie Anderson? And even the value, you probably could have got him later. I know I got him real late in a bunch of drafts, but I just want to say, like, shout out to you because, you know, I didn't realize that Robbie Anderson would be the guy. Will, you might want to call DJ Moore and be like, yo, do you remember you played for the Panthers? Because he is not doing anything. It's Matt Rule and Teddy Bridgewater and Mike Davis and Robbie Anderson. That's their offense. Matt Rule was Robbie Anderson's Temple head coach when he was in college, so I just didn't think about it. Like, I knew it, but I didn't think that it would matter. Obviously, we were wrong there. So, shout out to Craig for those picks, even though we all doubted him, and even though the values weren't there. You could have got both those guys later, but I just want to shout you out for having the courage to pick those guys, even where they were, but to keep them. And I mean, I know, like I said, I know Leonard Fournette didn't show up this week, but the last 2 weeks before, I mean, he put up solid numbers and stuff. So I just want to shout you out. Like, you're making good choices as an owner, and that's also reflected in the power rankings as well. Like, what decisions did you make for your team? Did it work? Did it not work? Etc. Your top performers were Bridgewater 37.34, McKinnon with 26.2, and Gurley with 23.3. Brandon, as I said, solid week for you. Watch out. Brady put up 50 points for you. I don't see that every week, but I do see it, you know, a solid 30, 40. If he can keep his shit together. And that was without Godwin as well, so watch out. Fitzmagic, 28.3. I love me some Fitzmagic. And Mike Evans, 26.2. OJ Howard's out. Godwin's out for God knows how long. I mean, he might come back, but doesn't matter. Like, watch out. Brandon's coming. As he gets in his in his fantasy video, in his basketball videos, he's like, you better watch out, because I'm coming. Modest is coming. Watch out. The pretender is becoming a contender, guys. Watch out. Moving on. And Brandon was 2-2. Craig fell to 0-4 as well. Moving on to Kyle versus Dylan. Kyle puts up a whopping 131.25 to Dylan's whopping 136.04. Somebody had to win this matchup. Kyle falls to 2-2, whereas Dylan improves to his first win. Shout out Dylan. Woo! Big dubs, first dub. 1-3 for Dylan. 136 isn't going to win you every week. So I'm not very optimistic necessarily. However, as I've told you in the past, I like your team on paper. If you could just get healthy, like I've been saying, like you'd be good. You did get lucky this week. Let's be real. Adam Thielen for Kyle, 27.45. Baker, 21.45. Tyler Boyd, 16.65. I mean, notice how nobody in this matchup scored more than 27 points. Dylan's Joe Burrow, 23.4. Singletary, 23.1. Galladay, 16.2. I mean, it's also a matter of, when can... excuse me. When's Zach Moss coming back? Because I don't think Singletary's going to keep it going. And also, real quick, I said this in my last video, and I forgot to mention it for Craig. Oh, shit, I lost my train of thought again. I don't know. I'm sorry, Craig. I forgot what I was going to say. I'm looking at your team real quick. And you know what? I'm going to take the time, because I'm not fucking this up. I'm not doing this again. Okay? It's not going to happen. I wanted to say, there's nothing you could have really done, Craig, to really win your matchup this week, mainly because, I mean, I looked at your bench. Jarvis Landry, sure. Somebody else you could have put in, but you wouldn't have. Like, I wouldn't have put him in either. So, even if you did, like, you wouldn't have beat Brandon, even with your 180. So, I don't want you to get discouraged. I just want you to know, like, you definitely have a chance to win. It's just a matter of, you're making the right decisions. That's essentially, Brandon Cooks wasn't. But other than that, you're good to go. I'm sorry to interrupt the Kyle Dillon extravaganza of 100 or 260 points combined, but we're back. So, like I said, I like to see some points, put up. I don't like Kyle's team that much. I'm not a Browns fan. Like, they're 3-1, but at the end of the day, like, they're not putting up fantasy numbers, and nobody gives a fuck about the record unless they fucking win you fantasy games. Like, that's the whole point of this. So I'm curious to see what Kyle does, if he starts tanking or if he starts making some legitimate moves to improve his roster. I'm not really sure. But shout out Dylan, as I said. Moving on to Phil versus Gary. Phil put up 198.98 to Gary's 202.28. Gary did slide his first dub against Phil. Woo! Shout out Gary. He's actually set his lineup. Brandon, he took out Cam Akers. Haha, I thought that'd be funny. This was really intriguing. Every Monday morning, I try to put together my intriguing thoughts, like for the group in the messenger, who I find is going to be a good matchup for Monday, like with the Monday night games, things like that. This one really stuck out to me because going into Monday, Phil had Aaron Rodgers, Travis Kelce, and Patrick Mahomes. He had 115 points at that point, give or take. And Gary had like 190 something, but he had Butker going for the Chiefs. There was no reason why Phil should not have gotten 100 points from those three players, and he didn't. Unfortunately, Phil, you came up short. I think that you would have for sure gotten it if Rodgers didn't tweak his knee at the end. I hope everything's okay, though, because I want to say that Phil, in my opinion, just off the top of my head, and I haven't really looked in depth, but I think Phil has the two best quarterback tandem in this league, Rodgers and Mahomes. At least by the end of the season, my predictions, 1 and 2. And it's just my thought. I could be wrong, obviously. It's just my personal thought. So watch out for Phil. Phil's put up solid points. 44.73 for Rodgers. Mahomes with 28.94. Rojo with 24.8. Again, that's contingent on whether Fournette plays. And I think that Fournette will play going forward and get those carries. However, Gary did put up the points, as I said. OBJ with 40.9, 36.35 for Dalvin, 34.4 for Amari Cooper. It's about time your team showed up. Like, your team is good on paper, Gary. A little bit of management questions there. You could easily be 2-2, if not possibly 3-3 if you paid a little bit more attention. But that's just a fact, and unfortunately, until you do, you don't text me back anymore. So, not that I blew you up or anything, but I did ask you a couple questions about some other things in life, and I didn't get any responses. So, I just hope you're good on your front. I see you set your lineup, so I know you're alive. That's always a plus. Shout out Gary for his first win, 1-3 to fall into 2-2. I just want to say too, I love the parity. Like, there's a lot of 1-2s, 1-3s, 2-2s, and 3-1s. There's no undefeateds. There is one winless, but we'll get there. I want to see everybody. I want to see more of a parity, and that's what happened last year too. I know Will complains a lot, but there was a lot of parity last year. Just because I slid in and I won the tiebreakers, that doesn't mean that, like, I want everybody to compete till the end. That's why I have 8 teams making the playoffs. You can think it's bullshit. You can think it's not. Guess what? This is the Out Here for the Team Fantasy Football League, and I'm your commissioner, Cody. Not you, Will. I'm not showing shots at Will. It's all fun. I love Will. Will's a good friend of mine. Moving on, because I have a lot to say about this last matchup. I know we're 15 minutes in. I said we want to keep this shit short, but you know what? I have a lot to say because I'm very upset. Shout out to Eric. Eric beat Cody 155.17 to Eric's 120. I'm sorry, to Cody's 120.46. Improving Eric to 3-1. Cody falls from the undefeated ranks to 3-1 as well. Shout out Eric. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Jeez Louise. What are we doing? All right. Shout out to Eric, Josh Allen, 34.37, Melvin Gordon, 33.55, Tyreek Hill, 15.4. It got it done versus Cody and would have got it done versus a couple other guys, but as far as being that powerhouse you were in week 1 and 2, it's not going to get it done. But you got the job done this week, and that's all that matters. Congratulations to you. I talk about shit, and you shut me up. Even without Cam Newton, which was wild to me. Now, we're going to look at the box score here. I keep hitting the wrong thing because I'm an idiot. As to why I'm very frustrated and why Cody has the biggest fall in this week's power rankings. Unacceptable. And if you guys do this dumb shit that Cody tried to do and it backfires, you're going to get talked to like this because I'm making an example out of Cody. This is completely absurd. If my computer would load for me, that would be lovely. MacBooks, what can you say? So real quick, the main reason that I'm calling Cody out is because Cody decided that he wanted to get cute. He didn't know who to start, and he just decided that, you know what? Let's get cute. So Cody got cute. He left on his bench, off the top of my head, Darren Waller. He put up 15 and some change, I believe. Damn it. I apologize, but I'm very upset that I have to have this. It just needs to be in here. DJ Chark was also left on my bench with 2 touchdowns. I'll get you specific numbers. I know you guys probably don't care, but you know what? This means that much to me that I need to put myself on blast. It's that bad. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to make this a little longer just because I'm frustrated and my computer's not working as well. So we're going to make it work one way or the other. All right. Hope you guys had a great day, by the way, and I hope that everybody's healthy and living well and living large and nothing but success for my friends. All right. I know, I'm idling. It's fine. I'm the commissioner. This is my video. I get your opinions and I do what I want anyway. It's fine. I should have been more prepared, and I'm sorry. For some reason, I can't look at my own box score. There we go. All right. We're back. You know what? I'm just going to hold this, okay? So, here's who Cody left on his bench. Darren Waller, the baller, 15.8 points. DJ Chark, 29.5 points. Antonio Gibson, 26.05 points. Latavius Murray, 24.8. I would never have started Latavius Murray, but just to prove the point, 24.8. Hell, I could have started 2 quarterbacks and threw Dwayne Haskins in for 24.61 points. My backup fucking kicker put up 14 points. Rodrigo Blankenship. Say that 5 times fast. Rodrigo Blankenship. Yes, I can't even say it twice. Traquan Smith, 21.4. I told you, Dylan. Traquan was the guy. I told you, Cody. Traquan was the guy. You didn't put him in. Here's who was in my starting lineup. Darrell Henderson, 6.8. Michael Gallup, 4.9. Julio, 7.2. Jeff Wilson Jr., 3.65. I mean, my kicker, 5 points. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins had 11.1, but it's DeAndre. I'm never going to sit him. Julio had a hammy question mark, so I was questionable. Any of those guys I'd have won this matchup. I'm going to make a point to let you guys know that you do dumb shit like that, I'm going to take the time to pull up a whole other web browser as I did for myself, and I'm going to call you out, because that bullshit is why I fell from 1 all the way down to where I fell, and we'll get into the rankings. Okay? So with that being said, we're going to transition into the rankings. Whoop, as I drop my piece of paper, my cheat sheet here. My cat is feeling better. That's good. So I have a little bit of explanations here, but just, oh, she's just papers, like, all beat up, but whatever. So transitioning in, so what, this is my first ever time doing a power rankings, and it's not reflecting of the actual standings in the league. This is just my personal opinion on a week-to-week basis. If you're trending up, if I feel like you have a chance, things like that. And this is my personal opinion as well. So if you don't agree with it, you're more than welcome to create your own power rankings and tell me how you feel. I'll tell the whole world. I'll put it on YouTube for you. You send it to me, any of you guys in the league, and I'd be more than happy to tell you how you guys feel. You let me know. But again, this is my personal opinion. And I mentioned in the group chat earlier this morning as well, I hate everybody. You couldn't just make my life easier. Okay, this is my first time doing this, so there's a lot of things I'm trying to figure out as far as how I want to go about it, and today was not made any easier. I know there's going to be a lot of controversy. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack, and that's fine. I'm prepared for it. This is just my personal feelings on your team, on where you're headed, etc., on a week-to-week basis. So based on this week, how I'm feeling. This is me living in the moment, because I know how we're building teams. You don't live in the moment building your team. So this is me living in the moment, giving you my rankings. Okay, so starting out at number 12. Kyle has fallen to 12. Why did Kyle fall to 12? Well, he had the lowest point total this week, and just because he's 2-2, that doesn't mean anything. Like your record is not meaning anything, because it's just a matter of your head-to-head matchups, okay? So unfortunately, with Kyle being 2-2, he's put up the least amount of points in this league. And he lost to Dylan. So that says enough. No offense to Dylan. Moving on, Dylan, you're at 11. Again, you put up the second least amount of points this week, and you beat Kyle. So that's really what kind of broke that tie there for me. Moving up to 10, and I'll give you the records too. So Kyle's 2-2, as I said. Dylan at 11 is 1-3. Craig is 0-4 at number 10. Craig lost? Why is Craig ahead of Dylan? Craig's ahead of Dylan because Craig put up 180 points. I like Dylan's team, but again, he's not healthy. That's the problem. And, Craig may not, and Craig's putting up points. His trajectory is increasing each week. He's right there with he could be in the pretender bracket. You know what I mean? So that's why Craig's up at number 10, even though he hasn't won a game yet. Gary is at number 9. He's 1-3. He's also trending up. He's scoring more points each week. That's why I have them ahead of, Dylan and Kyle. Just my thought process. Not much to really, I don't really have any notes here. It's just, I kind of looked at your, where you're trending as far as week-to-week points, and also how each, week is going. Like if you got blown out, if you didn't, etc. Like, if you played somebody twice and you split the games, how did that go? Did you blow them out, or did you get blown out and then it was close, like, etc.? You know what I mean? Things like that. There's a lot of things that I'm thinking about. It's just a matter of which one do I want to pick. I don't know. I just like to switch things up. And you know what? I like to toss things, I like to switch it up and get you guys all riled up. Makes you guys more into it. So, you know what? I'm going to keep fucking stirring the pot. That's what I wanted to say. I've been doing this for the last 30, 40 minutes, even though we're 23 minutes in because of that first video. That, at this point, I don't really care. Moving on to 8. At 3-1, Cody, you fell. I told you. Waller, Shark, Gibson, Haskins, Traquan, Blankenship, all guys that could have been put in to win you this week. Like, just the poor management. Like, it's not just about your team. It's also about the poor management, trying to get cute. If you get cute, like, it's a high risk, high reward. So if I would have won, I'm at number 1. It's not even a question. But I'm not. It completely backfired. So be careful, guys. Don't be Cody. Don't try to get cute. Use your team. Use the team you drafted. Use the names on that roster. Don't get cute. Don't be a Cody. All right. Moving up to 7. Phil, you're at 2-2. And then I have Will at 6. at 2-2 as well. Why do I have Will falling all the way from 3 to 6 and Phil going down to 7? Well, they both lost. Why is Will ahead of Phil? Because they're both 2-2, and Phil's putting up consistent points every week. Will has a better team on paper, in my opinion. It's not. It's very close. Like I almost could have like this, and then I could have done 3 through 5. I could have easily had ties from 3 through 7. It could have easily happened, but I have to pick somebody, and so I chose Will just based on his team. And he has more points throughout the season than Phil, and I don't believe they played head to head. So I think that's also something that I had to go into consideration as well. But Phil's trending up even though he took the loss, and Will's trending down. So that could easily flip next week. Even though Will's team's better on paper, he's just looking at the points. He was 2-0, scoring up high, and now he's 2-2, scoring. He's in the decent scoring. However, he's losing games, and it's just each week his point total is going down and down. So that's the only reason why that's happening. Moving up to 5 and 4. 4 and 5, I guess. Hobera's at number 5. He's 2-2 to Brandon's 2-2. Brandon's trending upwards. I know that. I can't even remember who won your head-to-head. I think Matt won the head-to-head. However, Brandon's trending upwards. He's only scoring more points each week, whereas you're not. And I'm not saying that you're not putting up points. However, he's just putting up more points. Like I said, 4 and 5, even 3 thrown in there, it could have easily been a tie. You know what I mean? I'm just at this point, I'm just picking straws out of a hat and flipping a coin because no matter if I think one way, then it's a dominant for one, and then I think of this is another stat and this should matter. So then I'm thinking then that guy wins. And at the end of the day, I know that Hobert won the head to head, but I just like the way Brandon's trending right now, and he put up more points than you this week, so. It's like a week to week in the moment type thing. So Brandon put up more points even though he lost to you head to head. Right now, Brandon's ahead of you. It just is what it is. This whole thing could be out the door next week. You know what I mean? Because I'm just all over the place, as you can fucking tell. I'm having a blast doing it. Moving up to 3, Eric. Congratulations, you beat me. You're 3-1. You didn't have a dominant performance. That's why I didn't put you up ahead of Scott. I didn't put you up ahead of Liam either. But you're strong enough on paper to where you deserve to be in that number 3 spot, and it would be disrespectful to put you down somewhere where Cody is, even though you're putting up 150 points. And last week you didn't do much either. But I'm giving respect where it's due. Again, I'm not consistent all the way through top to bottom. I'm trying. It's tough. Okay, guys, I'm working on it. I keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it because I don't want y'all getting pissed at me. You can be pissed at me. I don't care, but I don't want you to. You know what I mean? It's less stress for me. Now, here's the most controversy. I know what everybody's thinking, what number 1 is, and what number 2 would be. But I'm going to shock you. The power rankings for week 4. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to say this. Post week 4, pre-week 5. Your power rankings. Your number 1 spot. Liam. I told you this matchup was a potential number 1 battle for number 1 on the power rankings. And the only so yes, Scott has more points. Yes, Scott. If you look at because they played each other twice. Scott did just lose to Liam, but he also beat Liam. And there's so many different ways that depending on how you wanted to do it. I flipped a coin as to which way I wanted to do it, and this is how I ended up doing it. Okay, so be upset with me, Scott. I know you will be. It's fine. I'm perfectly okay with it. So Liam had a better win. And he's trending better than Scott. And here's why I say that. So the better win, I actually have a couple notes here. Hold on. So he beat Scott this week by 38 points. Scott beat him by 25.61 points in week 1. That 38 is higher than 50. Now, you could also say that, well, Scott has more points in the matchup because Scott has, 396.91 to Liam's 384.8 in their head-to-head matchups in both games. Sure, that's a good way to go by it. But then I also have, let's look at the trends, because it's how hot are you right now? Okay, week 1's week 1. However, Liam's trending upwards, Scott. You, sir, are going downwards. Now I know that a bad week for you is 185, and that's horrible. You poor thing. But you haven't since week 2. I didn't look at week 1. You know what? I can just look right now. But since week 2, you haven't scored. Oh, let me look at the. Yeah, no, we're going 30 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. It's not short. Whatever. I hope you guys still enjoy it, though. I'm having fun doing it. So, but Scott's week 1. Forget about week 1. But Scott from week 2. Actually, he went up because week 2 is his crazy week. Team. Oh, where's the schedule? Full schedule. Whatever, I'm not looking it up. Week 1, and he progressed into his crazy week 2. And then all of a sudden, he's gone down to 195, and now he's down to 185. Where Liam is trending up. So this is all just if you're hot or not. What you did in week 1, you could be fucking hurt right now, and it doesn't matter. That's the only reason. So, I understand you beat him week 1. I get it. Like, you made your case, Scott, and I told you I was going to think about it. I did take that into account. But there's other things that go involved, and again, I'm just picking straws here at this point. Like, my power rankings are irrelevant to the actual standings of who makes the playoffs, okay? So with that being said, like, don't take this that seriously. And as I said before, make sure that if you are that unhappy, feel free to call me. Feel free to let me know how you feel. But if you fucking do, okay? If you let me know how you feel, I want your own version of 1 through 12. Otherwise, I'm not going to respond. If you don't send me a 1 through 12 version of your power rankings, a legitimate one, don't be disrespectful. I'm hard on my own fucking self, okay? I went from 2 to 8. All right, don't be disrespectful. Have a legitimate 1 through 12, and I will let everybody in the world know. Okay, the 7 or 8 people that view this, 'cause I know not all 12 of y'all are watching this. All right, but I will let YouTube know that you're unhappy and that this is your thought. And heck, I might even take it into my own consideration. If you guys want to have your own, hey, this is my thought, take it for what you want, give me some explanations, I might even incorporate it into this one, because I do this all day while I'm at work. I'm on my break, before I start, while I'm on the clock, I'm just throwing some notes down, looking at my power rankings. I swap this thing. I mean, I had some swaps. You know what I mean? It's all love, guys. But it's just my personal thought on where you're trending and how you're doing. So it's just the power rankings. It's not your actual standings. I never actually understood what power rankings were about until I started doing them myself. And now I understand. And I hate it. But it's something that I'm enjoying doing, so I'm going to... I think you guys are enjoying it as well. It's definitely brought up a stir, and I can't wait to see you guys go back and forth in the messenger. I know Liam's not going to give a shit. He's not paying attention, but I'm going to send this video to him. A shout out to Liam. I'm telling you, man, I've been giving you a lot of love, bro. I just hope that you see it. I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, keeping their stuff together. With everything that's going on. I know it's a pressing time. To my knowledge, I believe it's Liam, Gary, and Eric without paying their league fees. So please let's get this taken care of. We're all grown adults. That is one of the things I texted Gary about that he didn't respond. So hopefully, maybe he just got a number. He set his lineup, like I said. With that being said, good luck. I'll see you guys. I might be with that guest tomorrow. There is a guest for our week 5 preview, so I might be with him tomorrow. If not, it will be Thursday, so I might see you tomorrow. I might not. Either way, I'll see you by Thursday. Stay safe, stay happy, and we'll see you guys soon. Adios, amigos.